Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. MC-Mura here, and in today's video we're gonna check out the season update for Alex, the definitive update. And Alex is one of the characters that actually got mega buffed in this version. He did get a lot of buffs last season, and now they buffed him even further. I think he might actually be really strong now. I've always thought he was at least mid-tier last season. I know a lot of people thought he was weak. I personally didn't think so, but now he is certainly very powerful. So let's check out the changes. The first one is to his standing light punch. This is now +5 on hit. +5 on hit is significant here because it means that standing jab into standing light kick is now a combo, and obviously you can special cancel this, so this is really nice. But what's really good about it is that on a counter hit you get a crouching medium punch now. So even on a maximum range you do get to convert. Previously obviously you had to convert into standing medium, and this could whiff from max range, but yeah, this is a lot more consistent, and that is a good change. Now they also buffed it on block so that it is +3, so you get better frame traps into the power bombs. That is a better text rows pretty much, right? So this is an even better text row. That is pretty sweet. Now they also did change his standing medium punch and standing light kick. Standing medium punch now pushes you back less on block, right? And on hit. And standing light kick have better range. So these changes are very good for him, because now you can do a sequence like forward heavy punch, standing medium punch, standing light kick, and the whole thing comboed. And obviously you then can like cancel this, right, and get a really good knockdown. You can do stuff like crouching light kick, crouching light punch into standing light kick, and again this is now a combo. And like standing jab, standing light kick. So now he gets easy access to 3 hit confirms, right, because of the buff to standing light kick and the reduced pushback on the standing medium, and it's pretty great. Now they did also buff his standing medium kick. Now the pivoting leg, it's like he obviously kicks with one leg and he's pivoting on the other. This have reduced hurtbox, so it is harder to hit him low, right? This is pretty much the idea. And they also buffed crouching heavy punch. Crouching heavy punch obviously is 2 hits. So what they did is when the first attack miss, you will still get a lot of damage on the second hit. Because obviously in some instance, kind of like that one, you only get the second hit. So they made it so that you are getting more damage on that. And yeah, it's a pretty good change. It's a nice damage buff for him. Now they also improved flash shops, which is the flash. Now this have extended hitbox. This is pretty good, especially for juggle situations. Like let's say you do something like this. Yeah, now they are more likely to hit, and this is a good buff as well. It's just because this one is a consistency change, because this move is mostly like a move that you would use in combos, maybe sometimes in the neutral, but yeah. I think they did it so that max range standing light kick into it is consistent. I think that is the idea. And this next one is actually pretty big. EX flash shop can now be V-trigger cancelled, and they increase the knockback time on a grounded hit. One thing I did forget to mention is that crouching heavy punch, this now have better juggle properties, right? And this is where you will see this come into play. So now with Alex you can do something like this, and out of this EX flash shop you will get to V-trigger cancel, right? This is pretty significant for the character obviously, because now he actually get to go for some conversions here. The idea behind crouching heavy punch juggling better is that here you get to juggle this, right, get the 2 hits and still get the follow-up. And obviously mid screen, like let's say you have V skill 2 on, right, you can get something like this, or and then cancel that into a flash shop. Obviously a lot of combo routes that you can go for here. So this is actually a pretty big change, right? And when you consider the increased like the increased potential on the combos, especially with like the grounded links, yeah, this is good stuff. This is a really big buff actually. The heavy slash elbow increase the combo count start value, and this is to make it so that like in this particular sequence, like let's say we are somewhat near the corner like that, Yeah, this is to make this combo work now, and that is pretty nice, especially when you consider like the corner carry on the sequence. Right, this is like this have a lot of corner carry. As you can see, that's a ton of corner carry. Like mid screen, you get into the corner, and obviously Alex get okay from this knockdown. So yeah, that's pretty scary. Like that is pretty scary, right? Damn man, that's crazy. They also buffed his power drop. Power drop is the German suplex. It is this move. They increase the range so that it's more consistent, and the EX1 actually have a crazy change. They increase the range, but also they made it have less recovery, so you get better Oki here, right? That is on the EX version. You dash up and you are plus now, which is pretty scary. Right, this is actually really scary. He dash up your +4, right? A +4 means that you can meet you with a standing medium punch and can go for a bunch of others. You can even go for a power bomb. It will beat 3 frame on wake up. +4 is a lot on a knockdown, and obviously because you are using Alex, you will resort to your favorite move, the forward heavy punch, and do it like 5 times before you start to use anything else. Next up, they have the light and medium knee air smash, and this they did increase the combo limit. They made it better for juggles. This is pretty much for the changes that we have been talking about, just to make sure that like they work here. Yeah, so that you can get the light and the medium kick ender, and you don't really have to go for the EX. So this is a change. Now the heavy air knee smash also got a change, and they did make it air invincible. So for example, when the opponent is jumping in at you, right, previously you had to use the EX version, but now the heavy one does have invincibility. Notice I was counter hitting Laura out of the air, even if she's doing like a jumping attack. Yeah, this will hit her straight. It's now invincible. It is from frame 7, so you have to do it somewhat early, but that is a pretty big change actually. It's a big buff for him, gonna improve his anti-air game significantly, because previously you had to rely on the EX, right? This was the one, but now the heavy works not as well, but it works. And as for the EX version, they made it so that it's air invincible from frame 1, so you can do this super late and you'll still get. This is now like a Shoryuken, right? You can do it as late as possible and you will still get it to anti-air. That is a pretty big buff. Now they also buffed his air stampede. That is the stomp. The stomps now are safe on block. This used to be negative. This used to be punishable actually, but now it's actually safe on block. Notice this was -1. This will be -4, -5 in the previous patch. Now it is actually safe. At worst, you're getting -2. It still doesn't hit airborne opponent, but that is a big buff. And they did decrease the pushback on block, so you are closer to them. This means that they can throw you on this -2. So it's still not the best situation ever, but you're not getting punished. Instead of getting punished, you are put in a -2 guess situation, so that is pretty alright. And they are saying that it is projectile invincible during the motion while in the air. So what this means is if the opponent is doing a projectile, you pretty much get to pass through with the air stampede while he's in the air, obviously, right? Right here. You don't get hit by fireballs as you're doing this. So this is a counter to zoning for the most part. Pretty big change as well. And next one is a big one. They buffed the air stampede or the EX head crush, the head crush and the EX head crush. So with V skill 2, Alex used to be able to get like a special into special cancel, but the aerial, the lunging grab, this wasn't affected by that change, but now it is. So now you can cancel it into one of the other specials, and that is really big, because obviously now, yeah, you get the idea, right? So this is actually a very substantial buff for him. This move I think is good, especially the EX version, because it is really fast, and this kind of works with the next buff, and that is his V skill 2 now doesn't go away when he gets knocked down. This is very big for him because he used to lose it, but now he doesn't, so that is great. Sledgehammer, that is V trigger 1, increase the combo count limit, and they made it cancelable. This gave it more juggles, and I think the idea here is to make it like combo from the EX flash shop. So when, for example, when you activate like that, you get this to juggle, and yeah. And obviously they said that it can be cancelled into any of the specials. This is what you just seen, right? I cancelled the recovery into the air smash or like the DP, and you can do a lot with this as well. Like you can cancel the recovery here. Like let's say you have the B skill, do this, reset with that. So you can kind of play around a lot with it. It's a big buff actually. And next up, they changed the flying DDT and the choke sleeper. This is his V trigger 2 specials. They really buffed the heck out of Alex. Like they literally buffed every move he have almost. The only thing that didn't get buffed is this, and thankfully somehow forward heavy punch didn't get buffed. That's crazy. Flying DDT now is faster, and they changed the cancel activation. So this is to make it so that you can combo into the DDT out of pretty much anything. You hit anything like any flash elbow, DDT, and you get the activation. And now pretty much you can cancel into the DDT or the choke out of anything, right? So now, for example, for the choke, you can use the dash elbows and cancel it into the choke. This is new, and this did the same with the DDT. So the idea is they are giving you more options for cancels. They did change the input for the choke sleeper. Now you do this by pressing down heavy punch and heavy kick, obviously on a cancel, right? Instead of just heavy punch and heavy kick. If you do heavy punch and heavy kick, you get the DDT. So this will take a little bit of muscle memory to adjust to, but it's a really big change. And like I said, the light and like all of the lariats and normals can be cancelled into choke sleepers. So you can do this now. The issue with Alex was that if the opponent was crouching, for example, you do crouching medium kick here into a DDT, and this would whiff on a crouching opponent, but now they made it so that you actually get the choke, right? So if you are hit confirming into the choke, and bam, you go for your Oki, and that is the buff, right? So it's pretty big buff as well. And obviously this can lead to some ridiculous stuff, like you do something like this, bam, that's a lot of damage, or obviously cancel into the DDT however you want. The heavy hammer, which is the critical art, they improved the vertical headbox so that it works better on juggles. Pretty good. This is a combo consistency change pretty much. And that is pretty much it for Alex. Mega buffed, obviously. I do think he is gonna be very strong now. I'm very surprised they buffed his stomps this much. Now they do have more frames on whiff, so if you happen to whiff them, there is more recovery. But you know, that is a fair change, I think, considering that they became safer on block. This will mean that they are more vulnerable to V shift though, so you have to be careful, because if V shift is considered the whiff. So if the opponent happened to V-shift them, you are getting punished. So this is a burf. You kind of have to keep that in mind. But anyways, Alex is looking very strong in this patch. Let me know your thoughts. I will be leaving a link the links to the Patreon, Discord, Twitter, and Twitch pages in the description below. Thank you very much for watching, and stay safe.